Outrage is boiling over in the United Kingdom today as explosive new details emerge about King Charles III personal business empire, the Duchy Originals brand, which has been quietly peddling products linked to halal slaughter methods that clash head-on with Britain's long-standing traditions. This isn't just a slip-up. It's a blatant betrayal that exposes the monarch's priorities and leaves everyday Brits seething with betrayal. Consumers who shelled out premium prices for what they thought was authentic, heritage-driven organic fare are now discovering they've been duped into supporting rituals that prioritize foreign customs over the nation's own values. And let's cut the nonsense. This revelation isn't isolated. It's the latest in a pattern of the king cozying up to influences that erode the very fabric of British identity. Duchy Originals, rebranded as Waitrose Duchy Organic, has long marketed itself as a champion of sustainable traditional farming straight from the royal estates. But dig deeper and you'll find that some of its meat products, including lamb, have been processed through halal certification involving the ritual throat slitting of animals without prior stunning, all while invoking Islamic prayers. This practice, demanded by a vocal minority but rejected by the majority of the population, flies in the face of animal welfare standards that most Brits hold dear. Reports from as far back as 2010 revealed Waitrose scrambling to drop halal labeling on Duchy lamb after public backlash, but whispers persist that the ties haven't fully severed. Fast forward to now, and sources indicate that certain supply chains still incorporate these methods to tap into lucrative export markets or appease specific demographics. How dare the king, who profits handsomely from this, royalties funneled to his charities totaling millions annually, allow his name to endorse something so alien to our Christian roots? It's infuriating, and it demands accountability from a man sworn to defend the realm's heritage. This scandal amplifies a deeper rot, Charles's decades-long infatuation with Islam that prioritizes it over the Church of England he leads. Remember his gushing 1993 Oxford speech? He declared Islam part of our past and our present in all fields of human endeavor, claiming it helped to create modern Europe and that it offers wisdom Christianity has lost. He slammed Western judgments of Islam as distorted, likening them to judging Britain by its criminals, and urged us to grasp why devout Muslims fear our materialism and mass culture as a threat to their way of life. This from the future king. It's not admiration, it's submission, painting British culture as the aggressor while elevating Sharia principles he's praised repeatedly. And during Ramadan, his videos dripping with sycophancy, as the Quran says, God does not burden any soul with more than it can bear. We hope that you have a blessed and fulfilling Ramadan. He rhapsodizes about mosques buzzing with life, families sharing iftars, and invites non-Muslims to join, all while British families struggle with rising costs and cultural dilution. Where's the equivalent fervor for Easter or Christmas traditions? This selective pandering reeks of disloyalty, sidelining the Christian heritage that built this nation for a faith that's been aggressively expanding at our expense. The king's actions scream misplaced loyalties. As defender of the faith, he should be safeguarding Anglican values, not bending the knee to imported ideologies that clash with them. Yet time and again, Charles aligns with Islamic causes, from funding mosques to advocating for multicultural policies that dilute British sovereignty. Ordinary citizens watch their neighborhoods transform, their schools enforce prayer rooms, and their food chains go halal without consent, all while the monarchy stays silent or worse, complicit. This duchy fiasco isn't about one label. It's symptomatic of a crown that's detached, elitist, and increasingly irrelevant. If Charles truly represented the people, he'd champion transparent, stunning, required slaughter and reject any whiff of ritual that offends the majority. Instead, he's funding practices that mock our traditions, all under the guise of charity. The British public has every right to roar in fury, demand investigations into Duchy's supply chains, boycott these tainted products, and question whether this king is fit to rule. Trust is shattered, identity assaulted, and the monarchy's grip on relevance slips further. Wake up, Charles. Your throne rests on the will of the people, not on bowing to every foreign pressure. If you won't defend Britain, who will? Shifting gears to the transatlantic storm brewing across the pond, the assassination of conservative firebrand Charlie Kirk has ignited a powder keg of debate on inflammatory rhetoric, with British commentator Matt Goodwin delivering a blistering takedown of elite hypocrisy. Kirk, the 31-year-old founder of Turning Point USA and a staunch Trump ally, was gunned down on September 10, 2025, mid-speech at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. A single shot from a rooftop felled him during his American comeback tour, a tragedy Governor Spencer Cox branded a political assassination on par with JFK's killing or the attempts on Trump. The suspect, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, surrendered after his family tipped off authorities, confessing amid a nationwide manhunt. Vice President J.D. Vance and his wife Osha are en route to Salt Lake City to console Kirk's widow Erica and team, with the body set to fly home on Air Force Two to Phoenix for a hero's farewell. Trump himself vowed a posthumous Presidential Medal of Freedom, ordering flags at half-mast nationwide. Goodwin, appearing on GB News, didn't mince words, slamming the endless liberal catastrophizing that's poisoned discourse since Trump's 2015 run. "Stop with the catastrophizing, tone it down," he thundered, pointing fingers at those who brand conservatives as fascists, Nazis, far-right, while clutching pearls over anti-immigration talk inciting violence against minorities. He zeroed in on Labour's John McDonnell, calling Nigel Farage a Nazi just days prior, tracing a decade of escalating venom that portrays right-wingers as existential threats to democracy. "There are lots of people in the ruling class in the West who need to look in the mirror and tone it down," Goodwin declared, urging a fundamental shift to treat conservatives as normal people with a different opinion. He warned of social media's role, especially X, in amplifying extremes, where unstable minds blur trolling from calls to action, potentially sparking real-world horrors like Kirk's murder. "This isn't abstract." Goodwin drew stark parallels to America's darkest chapters, insisting Kirk's death underscores how unchecked hyperbole breeds division and violence. Platforms reward provocation, elites demonize opponents, and suddenly, a young activist lies dead. His plea extends beyond politicians to media and influencers: reflect, restrain, or risk deepening the chasm. As Erica Kirk tearfully vowed in her first public address, "I will never let your legacy die." Standing by his empty podcast chair, the nation mourns a martyr. Goodwin's intervention is a clarion call: enough is enough. If we don't dial back the hate, more blood will spill and the fabric of free societies will tear irreparably. The West's elites, take note, your words have consequences.